Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hello and welcome. So today we are going to be doing a really quick makeup look for those who don't have much time. So I basically thought of this idea. I mean, it's not an original idea, but it's basically my thought process for the future, because in case you guys are new to my channel or you just haven't really caught up for a while. I am expected to have my baby in a couple of weeks, and I know that I'm not going to have much time to do makeup, and makeup is still a big part of my life. Like, obviously, that's why I make videos and post things on my social media, because makeup is just a really big hobby for me, and I know that I'm not going to have much time when it comes to wanting to do like a bit of self-care when you become a mum, and essentially like a carer, for example. You don't have much time for yourself. So I thought today I would just show you some things that I know would work for me, because when I get ready for work, sometimes, not anymore because I'm on my mat leave, but when I get ready for work, I could get ready in, I can do my makeup in like 5-10 minutes. So I just thought I would project that onto a video today. So a lot of these things are just so standard. It's nothing new, it's nothing original, it's just something that I wanted to kind of film. And a lot of these products I use on a regular basis and I love using them. So yeah, we're just going to kind of start off with a primer, and I'm not going to go like super fast. I'm going to kind of take my time and explain why I kind of did these and use these things. So the first thing obviously is primer, but I've already moisturized, so that is a step I know that I would do way before I would do my makeup, just so it could set in properly. So with primer, I'm going in with my Ordinary High Adherent Silicone Primer. So this is a primer for me that will work super duper quickly. So I always use a brush because I don't like getting my hands dirty when it comes to putting on makeup. And I know that if I need to stop in between to kind of settle my baby or do anything, my hands will not be dirty. So that is one thing that I kind of bring a tip on. If people like to use their hands, absolutely, that's fine. Maybe keep like a wet wipe or something close by, just so your baby's not just going to be covered in makeup. Not that people would kind of do that anyway, but if you're just in the moment and you think, oh, they're going to be fine for 5-10 minutes and blah blah blah, just while you do your makeup, and then sometimes they could just wake up. So essentially, so many different tools out there to kind of help you kind of put your makeup on properly. Okay, so while that settles in, we're just going to go in with brow. So I'm going to go in with my NYX Professional Makeup Brow Glue, and this is just something really nice and simple that you just run through. And I'm not really one for big on my brows, clearly. Like I don't really ever go and get them done because I just don't really care. Like, my brows are very thick, they're very like voluptuous, as we could kind of say. But I just feel like for me, if you do want something that's like one and done, like a brow glue is going to be perfect, because you just run it through and it will take shape and it will hold. And I do have some odd like hairs here and there that might poke through, but to be honest, once you kind of like leave it in there, it just stays. So now that the primer has essentially settled in, so that's been like a minute or two, we're going to go in with foundation. So a lot of times I will go in with like a full coverage, just because I want something to kind of last a bit longer, cover up any redness. But if you do want something that's a bit more lighter, obviously you've got skin tints and BB creams and stuff. One thing that I do kind of want to point out is I would like to use like multi-use products. So you've got kind of foundation plus concealers in one and stuff like that. This is by L'Oreal. This is their BB cover. This is one of my favorite kind of foundation ever. It is one of the best coverage, and honestly I would wear this every day if I didn't have like 700 other foundations to use up. But this is in the shade Light Beige 2, and the coverage on this is insane. Like, I never use a concealer with this. If I do, it's mainly because there might be something like, my under eyes are really bad that day, which might be happening soon. But this, I think, for me is a slightly deeper shade, but when I use this, honestly, it works amazingly. And especially if, for example, I am just thinking mainly about, being a new mum and stuff. I know that if I'm going to be going out somewhere, I'm not going to be taking like any makeup to kind of top up or do anything like that. I just want something to be done at home, and I'm going to be probably running around and stressed out for kind of, taking my baby out for the first few times, because again, this is the first time I'm doing it. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm going to be panicking. I'm going to be like sweating, and I'm going to be kind of like running around like a headless chicken, trying to make them happy, and obviously trying to deal with like public transport and stuff like that. I want a foundation, or I want some coverage that won't kind of mess things up for me. Like, I know my makeup will be the last thing that I'm going to think about, but the whole purpose of obviously me doing my makeup is to look slightly more presentable than probably how I'm feeling. But when it comes to this foundation, I always stand by this. It is one of the best, if I don't know, not a lot of people talk about it. So I really feel like if you have ever tried this, let me know what you think of it, because honestly, I can't speak highly enough of it. And coverage wise, it has done the most amazing coverage, and I use it so frequently. I know that if I want makeup on for a long time, like when I was going to work, I would wear this, and it is very sweat resistant, because I have a lot of issues when it comes to like my top lip, so I'm always having issues when it's very warm. It's going to be getting quite cold and autumnal very soon, which is fun for me because I love all of that. But yeah, this foundation is definitely a multi-use purpose one. This is not just like, oh, I'm going to add some concealer, I'm going to add some bronzer. No, I'm just going to kind of use this, and that's done for essentially my complexion. So we're going to move on to a blush slash highlighter. So this is by Rare Beauty. This is still quite new, but this is the I can't remember what it's called, but it's their Sheer Radiance or something like that. But this is essentially what I'd like to use as a blush and highlighter in one. So again, when we're saving time, I would rather use a product that's like 2 in 1. And this is definitely something that I would use as a blush and highlighter because of how pigmented it is and how shiny it is. So I'm going to go in with the brush as well, because these were kindly sent to me by Rare Beauty. I love to say that. I did pick up the shade Love when this first came out, but today I'm going to go quite light on my skin because we're just doing a really quick kind of like makeup look. So this is nothing where I'm like, oh, I'm going to look so over the top, I'm going to look so dramatic and blah blah blah, which I sometimes do, but this is just a really nice kind of like pink. And because it's got a shimmer, there are days when I'm like, yes, I'm going to add a highlighter, yes, I'm going to do this. But today, for the purpose of like boom, 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 getting things done, blush and highlighter in one. And it's just very buildable, and you don't have to go in too heavy if you don't want. But I know obviously a lot of my blush highlighter fans out there, we love to look crazy. So I mean, for me, this is okay for the moment because I don't look over the top. It looks very nice and simple, and that shimmer is absolutely stunning. So then now we're going to go onto eyes, because again, if you want to powder, then absolutely I would in this circumstance definitely powder, because again, my skin gets very oily and it gets quite sweaty quite quickly. So to set everything down with powder. And then now we're going to go on to shadow sticks. So when we're talking about getting things boom 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 done, I always feel like a shadow stick is perfect, and these are by Laura Mercier. So I have the shade, if I could find the shade names, we've got Soiree, which is one of their new ones, and then we've got Au Naturel. So what I like to do is kind of use a matte shade first. So this is the Au Naturel, and that is basically going to be used as a base. And then we've got the Soiree, which is a shimmer. So this is what I would essentially be using afterwards as well. So I always like to add a bit of shimmer, but again, if you're just looking for a boom boom one and done, these sticks are so good, and so many brands have done like these shadow sticks. Like I know Colourpop do them, Elf do them. You know, there's tons of brands do them. So I'm not gonna do this eye today because my star is slightly getting better. It's getting there, but we are just going to concentrate on one side. So I'm just going to get this on, and essentially you can do this in multiple different ways. You can just put this on the lid, boom, and it's done. But if you want to use like your finger, or you can use a brush to kind of blend things out, you have that option too. So we're just going to blend this in, and that's the shade Au Naturel. And then again, you can just leave that if you want to, and then just add an eyeliner. But if you want to, where's the shimmer? Yeah, so you've got the shimmer, and then you've kind of got that to add towards maybe the front or the side. It's up to you. And then you've got the shimmer to kind of add on the side here. And again, just blend it out, and you don't have to take too long to do it. And that literally took like 10 seconds. That was so quick. And to be honest, I don't really wear a lot of this just like simple. I like to wear colors, and I like to kind of, you know, have a liner and blah blah blah. But again, when it comes to time, and when it comes to being quick and being fast with what you need to do to kind of get your day going, shadow sticks are perfect. And for me, they might crease slightly because again, my eyelids tend to be a little bit like oily and they crease a bit. But you know what? You can kind of like tap it in with your finger later on, like if you're in the bathroom and you kind of just go, oh, that's looking a bit weird. Just blend it back in and it will kind of be fine. But yeah, that's essentially the eyes, and you can add mascara, blah, blah, blah. A lot of people tend to not like it when they don't use mascara, but to be honest, it's not such a big deal for me having mascara because, you know, sometimes I want my lashes to look great. That's totally fine. But in this circumstance, it's not a major priority. So now we're going to end on the lips. So we're just going to do something super duper quick. So we've actually got a lip balm, which is by MUA Makeup Academy. So this is basically like £2, and this is just a standard lip balm. And then we've got a lip liner by W7. So you can obviously do like lip gloss and liquid lipsticks and blah blah blah, but if you want longevity and you want hydration and you want your makeup to kind of feel nice and comfortable when your baby's maybe stressed out and you're probably stressed out, then something as simple as these two together can just do the job. So I'm just going to get this liner on, and this is in the shade Nude. That might not have been like the quickest application, but it still will do the job. And if you don't want anything like too plain, and then you've got so many different shades of like lip balms and so many different brands out there, I just haven't really used this in a while, and I just really wanted to give it another go. But this is the Hydra Juice Peptide Lip Balm in the shade Caramel Glaze. So let's get this up. Yep, and that's nice and done. That was like 5 seconds, and this is essentially a makeup look that I would go out with. This is really dumbed down for me. Like normally I would be like colourful and blah 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 and highlighter going insane, but again, when it comes to time consistencies and just trying to get like your day started, and you know, I know sometimes makeup is the last thing on your mind when you wanting to get out the door, or if you want that, but if you still need that self-care, makeup I feel like is so important to self-care, especially for me, because I need to sometimes look a bit more presentable than I do. And I know that when I know that when I go out, people aren't going to be looking at me, they'll be looking at my baby because they'll just be like, oh my god, baby, blah blah blah. But I would still want to be kind of like, yep, I look fine, I look good, and it was done super duper quickly. So I hope this video was slightly helpful, interesting, not too pointless and ridiculous. Let me know what you guys think. Have you got any tips and tricks for like getting stuff done very quickly when it comes to like makeup application? Again, this is just something so simple because again, we're just here to just have a bit of fun with makeup because you can't take it too seriously. And I actually really like how it's come out because again, I would definitely wear this on a regular basis. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe because I film and upload every time I get a chance to. Don't forget to follow me on any of my social medias because I'm always active on there, and appreciate you sitting down and listening to me ramble on. I hope to see you soon. Bye bye.